Aloha, SAS Ohana and friends. Today is Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the movie Castaway with Tom Hanks. So spoiler alert, if you've never seen the movie and you don't want to hear about a couple parts of it, then you may want to disconnect from this feed now. If you decide to stay, awesome. Okay. So I woke up this morning and came down and I was scrolling through the TV menu and I saw Castaway and I knew it was near the end of it because you can see the bar, right, and how much is left. So I clicked it on and it was near the part where he was making his attempt to get off the island. So his character, of course, controlled his life. He worked for FedEx. He was a big manager in the company. He controlled everything. He worked on everyone trying to be efficient, and time was important. Time was crucial. Everything had to be spot on. Things had to run efficiently, and even in the beginning of the movie, he was celebrating the holiday with the love of his life, and he had to leave early because he had to catch a flight to go to another place of FedEx, right? Long story short, something happens, and now he's stranded on an island. Everything he knew, everything normal, control of time and where he could go, what he could do, the comforts that we have of life, all were taken away. He was isolated. He was alone. He had no idea how long he was going to be there. He had no idea if he would ever get back to normal. So he's doing everything he can to survive and trying to find a way. He gets to the point where he really is at the lowest part. He's at the deepest, darkest part. He's fighting. He's been there for quite a while, and he's given up. He's given up. He's tired of being alone and isolated. He's tired of not knowing what will come next. He's tired of the unknown. And will he ever see his friends and loved ones and life again? So at that deepest, darkest moment, he decides to try to leave it all, to end it all. Now it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out for him. Let me fast forward. So he wakes up, the sun rises, and the tide comes in as it always did, and it brings some debris that he's able to use to craft a raft, to make one last valiant attempt to try to get off that island, to get out of the isolation, and try to get to normal. Fast forward again. Now he's being welcomed back, and a lot of people come to his hotel room. They have this big lavish party, and they all leave, and he looks at this table full of food, excess food and all this stuff, crab legs and everything that he used to know and enjoy before, but now he looks at it differently. All the stuff he took for granted, he looks at it now and views it as if it's excessive. It's wasteful. He takes an automatic candle flame and clicks it and looks at that when he was on an island and he didn't have the ability without a lot of effort to start a fire. So from a normal world to an isolated world to being back to the world that he views differently and forever will view differently. Last part. So he's visiting with a co-worker, a friend that he's known for most of his life, and he's talking to him about his experience. And he said he's trying to figure out what will happen next. He says that when he's at that darkest moment, when he tried to leave it all, to end it all, it didn't work out. The sun came up the next day and he had a warm glow. He said he felt a warm glow of hope, and that he just felt that he just needed to keep breathing. That if he kept breathing and the sun kept coming up, there still is an opportunity for hope and some way to connect back to a world that he missed. So when the tide brought in that debris and created an opportunity for the raft, that was his sign that I got to keep breathing, the sun will come up, and the tide will bring in what I need. He shared that with his friend, and he said that that's how he's going to live his life, to simply keep breathing, to trust that the sun will come up the next day and that he'll be open. Because if you breathe and trust, you never know. The tide may just bring in what you need in your life at that moment. I share that with you because watching this movie a million times, or at least a dozen, that scene really hit me hard this morning because it connects with me on so many levels and what's going on in our world and our school and our families and everything else. That we are isolated. We literally are on an island. Everything's been taken away from us. We can't control where we go, what we do. We just have to look for the tide to bring those opportunities in. And that's the message. That we need to trust and believe, to keep breathing, and really hope that when the tide brings something in, we recognize it, we embrace it, and we allow it to help us fill the need we have as we have a new normal, a new life, much different, but very lovely and enjoyable as we move forward. Dear Lord, thank you for this day, for the sun that came up again, for the ability to breathe. And please bring us, let the tide bring us whatever that is that we need to have now for our needs, to make us whole, to give us an opportunity to pursue that next step in our journey of life. Help us appreciate all that we have. Help us to not forget the simple, basic things that we've gone back to that have always been there, but sometimes we get distracted by all the excess stuff. Help us when we get back to more opportunities to never take them for granted, to appreciate them, and to give to others and help and guide and support them. Let us be the tide for others and bring to them what they need at that moment in their life. Thank you for our blessings. Thank you for each breath we take. Thank you for the sun each day. And please give us, Lord, an understanding and a wisdom as we make decisions moving forward. We offer this through your Son. Amen. So check out the movie Castaway. It's a long movie, but there's so many messages in there. And the main message for today was faith, to keep breathing, trust in God, and believe that life will give you what you need today and each day moving forward. Make it a great day, and as always, God bless.